Rocking the boat and hitting the note. It's Rhyme and Reason 563.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're here.
Hey there, Tony here. And I sure hope you're not rocking the boat today. You know, because the world has enough troublemakers without you chiming in. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you probably shouldn't even be listening to this because you just won't understand. And it's probably a matter of your lack of education or enlightenment or esotericism. Yeah, you just don't get it. Oh, you rocking the boat do-gooders should be seen and not heard. In fact, I'm not too sure about the seen part. Wow, Tony, did you get up on the wrong side of the bed or what? Well, hopefully you've been listening to these podcast episodes long enough to detect my dripping sarcasm. But just in case you're new to my rhyme and reason, wit, and wisdom, I'm not actually attacking do-gooders. In fact, I are one, or at least I aspire to be one. Well, what in the world are you talking about then, Tony? Oh, okay, all right, I'll get to that. But first, let me tell you a little story, one of thousands, about my full-time performing days. In my repertoire of cover songs, I had a few, I guess what you'd call personal favorites. Mostly, I sang for the audience and what they wanted to hear, but some songs were on my list just because I liked them. Didn't care if anybody else liked them. I did. And one of those songs was called Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat. Yeah, it was written by Frank Loesser. I think that's how you would pronounce his name. It's spelled Loesser. And it was published in 1950, and it was one of the songs featured in the musical Guys and Dolls and performed by Stubby Kaye. I talked about another song Stubby sang in that movie, and if you look in the show notes, you'll see links to that. Anyway, a much cooler version of that song was what I consider cooler anyway. And, since I'm the one doing the podcast, then I must be right. Anyway, a much cooler version was Don Henley. And you might remember him from the Eagles, right? Apparently, Henley's version was, on the soundtrack to a movie called Leap of Faith with Steve Martin. But I didn't see that movie, and from what I can deduce, I'm pretty sure I'm glad I didn't. So I'm going to include the lyrics in the show note to the song. And, you might notice a subtle snub. And I mean, an oh so slight, I think it's there to snub at people who are the do-gooders. And I think most people miss it altogether. But you take a close look and listen, and like I said, I'll include the lyrics. Hopefully, nobody's going to come after me for copyright reasons. If you've never heard Don Henley's version, you can check it out on YouTube. Just look up Don Henley Rockin' the Boat, and you'll find it. It's sort of a reggae style, which I like. It's a style I followed when I sang it live. I don't have a version. I was going to add that in here. I was looking all over for... I thought I had like a part that was, a song. I thought I had a part of that song in a demo that I used to send out to get bookings, but I just haven't been able to find it. But anyway, so I don't have that for you. But the song has a little bit of the, plank in your own eye message that Jesus was talking about when he's talking about judging. But there's also that hidden sarcasm toward people who would dare claim to know the difference between right and wrong. And the words mix in just a little bit of false doctrine to help prop up the straw man. But all that being said, I like the vibe of the song enough to include it in my nightly repertoire. And I made sure to toss in some of my signature replacement lyrics when I sang it live. So there you go, a little backstory to an old song you probably never gave a second thought to before. And how it starts out is, I dreamed last night I was on the boat to heaven. By some chance I had brought my dice along. And there I stood, and I hollered someone save me. But the passengers, they knew right from wrong. And the people all said, sit down, you're rocking the boat. The people all said, sit down, you're rocking the boat. 'Cause the devil would drag you under by the sharp lapels of your checkered coat. Sit down, you're rocking the boat. I'll let you check out the rest of the lyrics. But like I said, you check out the version from Don Henley. It's fun, I guess, in a way, to hear the Stubby K version, too. So, from Guys and Dolls. And that just about does it. Just wanted to share that with you and rock the boat a little bit with you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Till next time, this is Tony from TonyFunderburk.com. And remember, life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a